Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So please excuse the fact that I'm a little bit of a mess today. I had a busy old morning and yeah, we'll just have to deal with this kind of messy hair situation today. That's fine too. So it's been a while since I've kind of brought you through my training routine and like broken down a workout and spoken about different techniques. So that's what I'm going to be doing today for my upper body session. I've done this a couple of times with leg workouts and like booty workouts and broken down why I train them the way I do and like different exercises and different techniques and ways of doing different exercises. So I can't remember the last time I've done this for an upper body workout, and I have recently changed up my workout split too. So I have a lot to bring you through, and I just thought I'd sit down and have a little educational and fun chat about training upper body and some techniques that I've used myself in my own routine that might help you too. So right now I'm just looking at my neighbour, looking straight in at me. Hello. My neighbours are kind of old, so I don't think they understand like this whole YouTube thing, and they probably don't understand why there's a big ring light in my face and a camera stand. Okay, they're gone. She was so confused. Okay, but anyway, let's get into it. So yesterday I recorded my upper body workout. I am currently on an upper lower split. So I spoke about this a couple of times, but I didn't really bring you through why I changed my split or like the benefits of having an upper lower split or a push pull leg split, because that's the way I was training for years before I changed it recently. So the biggest benefit to doing upper lower is basically it gives you a more balanced physique. You're not like focusing too much on certain body parts, and it's probably better from a recovery perspective as well. So the one thing about having an upper day as opposed to like separating push workouts and pull workouts, my sessions are a bit longer and I am more tired after like a full upper body session than what I would be compared to having like a pull session, like just training back and biceps. Because you're training basically all of your upper body, your sessions are longer and a little bit more intense, which is good. So I have been really liking the upper lower split. I love the routine of having 2 days on and 1 day off. Whenever my rest day comes around, I know I need it and I'm ready to smash my next 2 sessions again. So it's a nice little split and it works out perfectly for the routine I have. So we are going to delve into the workout now. You will see me doing a warm-up exercise for my rotator cuff in this clip. I use a really light resistance band. I don't do anything aggressive when I get into the gym. I did have a rotator cuff injury in the past and I was out of training upper body for a good couple of months. I was in pretty bad pain with it too. So don't ever neglect warming up your muscle groups before you train them. I know it can be so easy to go in and say, look, I'll do a few warm-up sets and then go straight into your workout. But I honestly think using a resistance band before you train any body part is really effective in pumping some blood into the area, warming it up and getting some movement going before you start lifting heavier weights. Next, you'll see me doing some face pulls with the resistance band as well. It's still just some warm-up movements that I do before an upper body session, and you'll also see me doing some rows to warm up my back as well. So I'd always do some form of resistance band warm-up, and when I do get into my session, in each exercise I'd always do like 1 or 2 warm-up sets as well before I go into my working sets, because I just have like serious trust issues from past injuries. I just feel like you can never be too careful before you go into your working sets. You need to make sure there's blood in the muscle group and that your joints are warmed up before you start lifting heavy. Also, before we get into this, I think upper body training for girls has become so much more popular over even the past couple of months. I feel like I've seen a lot more girls, especially even in my own clients, that are making really good progress on their upper bodies, and it is such a good thing to see that people are focusing on having a well-balanced physique and realize it's not all about the booty gains, and having a nice toned built upper body will lead to the illusion of a smaller waist and just a more proportioned physique all in all. So that's one thing that I'm really happy about, that I'm seeing it on Instagram, on YouTube, and with my own clients, that girls are focusing on building their upper body and really enjoying their upper body sessions as well. So that's a huge plus for a gal that loves training upper body. I'm glad to see the rest of you come on board and realise how good it is to have a really well proportioned physique. So the first 2 exercises in my upper body routine are for my shoulders, because that's a body part that I'm really focusing on bringing up over the next couple of months. As many of you already know, I do plan on stepping on stage at some point over the next couple of months, probably 6 to 12 months. Haven't made an exact plan yet, but I know I want to go on stage and I know I want to do bikini class. So having a well-rounded rounded shoulders is really important for that category, and just for myself anyway, I love the look of nice little rounded shoulders on a girl. The first two exercises are always for my shoulders for that reason alone. If you do have a body part that you're trying to bring up, my advice is to put exercises that isolate those body parts first in your routine, because you're normally strongest at the start of your session and you're not going to be fatigued. So that's why I always have shoulder exercises first. First off, you will see me doing my favorite shoulder exercise at the moment. It is a cable lateral raise. So in this clip you will see me using a handle, and I do use handles from time to time, but I have found recently that using a cuff around your wrist as opposed to using a handle is actually much more effective in isolating your side delt. If you are trying to grow your shoulders, I feel this is an exercise that has to be included in your routine. I personally think that shoulder pressing alone will not get you the results you're looking for if you're really trying to build your shoulders. The cable lateral raise really isolates the side delt, which is the delt that you'll see from any angle, and it really makes your shoulders pop. And the resistance profile on a cable lateral raise is excellent. I used to use dumbbells for these movements in the past, or like switch between dumbbells and cable machine lateral raises because of my injury. I couldn't always do the cable machine ones, but I would definitely recommend switching your dumbbells to the cable machine for this movement because the resistance profile on this is much better than with a dumbbell. Next up, you will see me doing the second shoulder exercise of this upper body routine, which is a shoulder press. So I'm using a hammer strength machine in this clip, and I normally do use this machine when I'm doing a shoulder press, mainly because the dumbbells at my gym are like a really thick grip. There's no regular grip dumbbell, so it's literally like my hands are too small to grip around the dumbbells, and the strength in my forearms and my wrist goes before my shoulders. So I am a little bit restricted to just doing machine movements as opposed to dumbbell movements because of that. That being said, the hammer strength machines in general for most movements have a really good setup, and this shoulder press machine feels really good for me, so I don't really mind using the machine as opposed to dumbbells. Okay, next up you will see me looking like an absolute thumb doing my chest press. So again, I can't use the dumbbells at my gym, the grip is too thick on them, so I am going to use the incline chest press instead. Again, it's a hammer strength machine, it's a really good setup and it feels really good. So my chest is a huge genetic weak point for me. I have trained it for years and it's literally like skin and bone, like it's the skinniest chest ever because I don't hold much fat around my chest. I still like training chest because your front delt is also involved when you're doing any sort of chest press movement. So just for trying to build this area across here anyway, I'd always include my chest press. I'd never really do a flat or a decline chest press because us gals have boobs, and I really don't think there is a need to be working those parts of your chest when they're honestly covered by your boobs anyway. So it's the upper chest that I'd always focus on instead, hence using the incline chest press at the gym. Next up, I will be moving on to a back movement. So you will see me doing the chest supported lat pull down. So I recently moved from a regular lat pull down onto the chest supported one instead. I was getting really strong at a regular lat pull down, but after watching workout clips of myself, I realized that I was swinging quite a bit and that it wasn't just my back that was moving the weight anymore, the heavier I got. So with the chest supported lat pull down, that prevents you from using any swinging motion to bring the weight down, and it just isolates your back a little bit better. So that's why I've switched it up recently. And of course, if you are working your back and working on your lats, then it will give the illusion of a smaller waist. So always keep that in mind, girls. If you are training your shoulders and your back here, if they are slightly broader, then it will make your waist look smaller, and that's what bodybuilding is all about. It's literally just an illusion. So keep that in mind next time, because these upper body sessions are needed to build an hourglass shape. Okay, next up you will see me doing another back exercise. I did a single arm cable row. This is another absolute favorite for me when training back. You can do this standing or seated. In this clip I'm doing it seated because I find you have less of a chance of swinging, especially if you're new to the gym and if you're not used to the setup. I feel like anything seated will give you a little bit more comfort and will prevent you from swinging as opposed to isolating the muscle group that you're trying to target. This is a great movement for targeting the whole side of your back really. There's a great stretch at the top and you can get a really good contraction too. So you could do this double hand, you could do it single hand, you could do it standing, you could do it seated. it, there's loads of different ways of doing a cable row. Okay, and next you will see me doing a reverse pec deck. So this is a great movement for targeting your rear delt and also like your upper trap area. So as I said at the start of this video, I'm really focusing on bringing up my shoulders at the moment. So your rear delt is the one at the back of your shoulder, and it really makes your shoulders pop from when you look at it at a side view. So the reverse pec deck is probably one of the best machines for isolating your rear delt if you can do it correctly. So I actually struggled with my form on this movement for quite a while until I got the hang of it. So don't beat yourself up if you can't feel it straight away. My advice would be to picture your hands almost as hooks as opposed to being dead straight, and that you're just hooking the weight back onto your rear delt as opposed to bringing your arms into it and your middle trap. So I found when I fixed my hand placement, it helped me a lot on this movement. So I started with my hands like this, and then they were too far over. I find if your thumbs are facing towards each other just like this, dead straight, and you bring it back, it really does isolate your rear delt. So that's a little tip for next time you're doing it. And that was all I did in my upper body session. Sometimes I would add in one tricep movement or one bicep movement. I just didn't in this session because I was feeling pretty exhausted after it, but you could definitely do that if you wanted. As I said, I only do 2 to 3 sets per exercise, which to some people might not seem like a lot, but honestly, if you are working really hard to your fullest potential in those sets, then you will not need any more than 2 to 3 sets. So that is what a typical upper body session looks like for me at the moment. It is a lot different to how I would have trained even when I started my YouTube channel, because I'm learning as I go, and everything I learn I apply to my own plans and my clients' plans too over time. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I gave you as many tips as I could think of off the top of my head. If you do like these kind of sit down videos where I bring you through my training routine and different techniques and methods of training, then do let me know, because I actually really love recording these videos and sitting down and educating you to the best of my ability, because if you're learning and enjoying yourselves, then that's my job done. So do let me know in the comment section, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.